It all began in a swirling cloud of gas and dust, the birthplace of our solar system. Tiny particles collided and clumped together, forming the first building blocks of planets. Earth emerged as a molten ball, a fiery beginning to our planet's long story. Asteroids bombarded Earth constantly, shaping its surface violently.
Dense metals sank to the center, creating Earth's molten core and solid mantle.
A colossal impact sent debris into orbit, forming our moon. Volcanoes released gases, creating Earth's first fragile atmosphere. Water vapor condensed to fill basins, forming Earth's first oceans. Volcanoes created the first continents, shaping Earth's surface. Small continents stabilized, marking the start of our planet's land. The surface solidified, forming the first solid rocks. Meteor showers pummeled the young planet, shaping its early surface. Minerals accumulated in oceans, setting the stage for life. Violent storms electrified the atmosphere, energizing chemical reactions. Earth's crust started moving, creating the first tectonic activity. Volcanoes built islands, adding variety to the ocean world. The first water cycles began, shaping climates and rivers. Oceans became chemical laboratories, rich in minerals vital for life. Cosmic visitors delivered organic molecules, seeding the building blocks of life. Cooling crust solidified the foundation for future continents. New islands emerged from volcanic activity, meeting the first oceans with dramatic waves. Deep-sea vents released minerals, creating hotspots for early chemical reactions. Lightning energized organic compounds, a spark for potential life.
Tectonic collisions began shaping the first continental landmasses.
Mountains rose, sculpting Earth's surface and influencing weather patterns. Rivers carved paths through the land, shaping valleys and coastlines.
The water cycle began, connecting oceans, clouds, and rainfall.
Rainwater pooled into the first lakes, nourishing the surface. Minerals settled in shallow waters, forming the early chemical foundation of life. Volcanic eruptions blanketed the skies, shaping climate and atmosphere.
Some continents stabilized, creating platforms for future life.
Currents circulated nutrients and minerals, enriching marine environments.
Tides carved the edges of continents, constantly reshaping the land. Cooling allowed for the first permanent land surfaces to form.
Volcanic islands continued to rise, altering coastlines and ocean chemistry.
Collisions fused smaller continents into larger landmasses. The atmosphere thickened as water vapor condensed into dense clouds.
Volcanoes pumped gases into the air, shaping the atmosphere's chemistry.
Oceans deepened, laying down the first ocean floors. Shallow shelves appeared, providing habitats for emerging chemistry. Lightning sparked reactions, building molecules that could lead to life. Minerals settled layer by layer, creating a chemical foundation for life. Islands rose and eroded, constantly reshaping Earth's surface. Temperature drops set the stage for more stable oceans and atmosphere.
Currents balanced heat, creating dynamic environments across oceans.
Electrified shallow waters sparked chemical reactions crucial for life. Erosion transported minerals to oceans, enriching early chemical seas.
The dynamic interface of land and sea set the stage for complex environments.
Clouds reflected sunlight, influencing climate and ocean temperatures.
Oceans stabilized chemically, preparing for the first spark of life.
Shallow pools collected minerals, creating perfect conditions for early chemical reactions. Sunlight warmed shallow pools, concentrating molecules and sparking early chemistry. Molecules resembling RNA emerged, carrying the potential for replication. RNA-like molecules drifted in pools, carrying the first hints of genetic information. Inside these bubbles, RNA molecules began the first replication processes. Inside these bubbles, RNA molecules began the first replication processes. Vent edges provided heat and nutrients, supporting protocell development.
Cyanobacteria spread across shallow oceans, starting the first photosynthesis on Earth.
Photosynthesis continued, gradually oxygenating the oceans and atmosphere.
Tides stirred the oceans, mixing nutrients and setting up chemical reactions.
Sunlight fueled chemical reactions, energizing early proto-life. Electric sparks helped simple molecules combine, laying the foundation for life. Electric sparks triggered chemical reactions, forming the first organic molecules.
Hot springs provided warm, mineral-rich environments, perfect for proto-life chemistry.
Drying and refilling cycles concentrated molecules, boosting reactions. Amino acids linked, forming peptides, the building blocks of proteins. Some strands began copying themselves, a key step toward life. Sunlight fueled chemical reactions, energizing proto-life chemistry. RNA catalyzed the formation of proteins, building life's machinery. Compartmentalization allowed protocells to manage reactions more efficiently.
Sunlight powered photosynthesis, producing oxygen as a byproduct.
Microbes colonized rocks, expanding life beyond the water surface. Tectonic forces stabilized proto-continents, creating solid platforms.
Sunlight danced across oceans and continents, warming the planet's surface.
Tiny membranes formed, creating the first cell-like structures.
Amino acids linked into early proteins, essential for life's machinery.
Some bubbles divided, hinting at the first steps toward replication. Proteins emerged, adding structure and function to early life forms. Bubbles acted like shields, protecting RNA from harsh sunlight. Protocells gathered where nutrients were abundant, forming early chemical communities. Peptides acted as catalysts, accelerating life's first chemical processes. Cyanobacteria thrived, converting sunlight into energy and oxygen. Bubbles of oxygen marked the start of Earth's oxygenation era.
Continental shelves extended, creating more diverse habitats for chemistry to thrive.
Some molecules began copying themselves, the earliest hints of life.
Molecules congregated near vents, creating hotspots of chemical activity. Tiny protocells drifted in nutrient-rich waters, starting life's first structures.
Membranes trapped RNA, protecting them from the harsh environment.
Tidal pools provided a perfect environment for chemical experimentation.
Layered stromatolites emerged, creating some of the first visible life structures.
Islands collided with continents, growing Earth's surface area. Some protocells gathered, forming early communities of chemical systems. Evaporation concentrated molecules, making reactions faster and more likely. Currents spread oxygen, slowly transforming the global ocean environment. Volcanoes shaped the atmosphere, releasing vital gases for Earth's chemistry. Stable oceans created the right conditions for the first chemical reactions leading to life. Complex chemical interactions in oceans set the stage for life's next step. Bubbles trapped molecules, creating the first tiny chemical compartments.
Molecules started organizing themselves, a key step toward life.
Vents supplied energy and nutrients, sustaining proto-life.
Currents spread vital nutrients across shallow pools and deep waters. Fusion and division allowed protocells to grow and multiply. Protocells formed early communities, a precursor to biological ecosystems. Oxygen built up in the oceans, preparing the planet for future life. The oceans gradually became rich in oxygen, changing marine chemistry. Simple sugars began to form, providing energy for proto-life. Oceans eroded volcanic rocks, spreading nutrients across early waters.
Erosion shaped beaches, mixing land and sea environments.
Deep-sea vents provided energy and nutrients, perfect for proto-life reactions.
Vents offered constant energy, allowing chemical reactions to persist.
Tiny chemical reactions provided energy for early protocells. Proteins began appearing, helping protocells carry out reactions. Vents offered a constant energy source for proto-life chemistry.
Returning to nutrient-rich waters, protocells continued their chemical experiments.
Oxygen started to accumulate in oceans, slowly changing Earth's chemistry.
These mats trapped sediments, creating early reef-like formations. Sunlight provided the energy needed for complex chemical reactions.
Every strike of lightning-charged molecules, helping life take shape.
Currents moved nutrients around the globe, enriching every corner of early oceans. Early chemistry sparked in shallow pools, the first steps toward life. Minerals acted as catalysts, accelerating the first chemical reactions. Ribonucleotides linked into strands, setting the stage for genetic material.
Some RNA molecules acted as catalysts, speeding up vital reactions.
Cycles of reactions stabilized molecules, making them more reliable. Sunlight energized reactions, helping protocells thrive and multiply.
Vast mats of cyanobacteria covered the seafloor, producing oxygen over millions of years.
Warm shallow waters became cyanobacteria hotspots, pumping out oxygen.
Mountains eroded into rivers, carrying minerals to oceans and shallow pools. Early cycles of chemistry began, a step toward metabolism. Tectonics gradually expanded continents, giving Earth a more diverse surface.
Protected pools became laboratories for early chemistry and proto-life.
Tidal pools became chemical hotspots, encouraging complex reactions.
Early metabolism-like cycles started inside these protective bubbles. Early metabolic reactions began, a critical step toward life.
Peptides lengthened, creating the first functional protein structures.
RNA folded into stable shapes, enhancing their functional capabilities.
Deep-sea vents supported microbial communities, diversifying early ecosystems.
Layered mats represented some of the first structured ecosystems on Earth.
A thicker atmosphere increased pressure on oceans, stabilizing early water cycles.
Proximity to vents provided a steady flow of energy and minerals. Volcanoes continued shaping the atmosphere, balancing gases and pressure.
Hot vents enriched oceans with chemicals vital for proto-life.
Currents spread chemicals, connecting distant pools and vents.
Tiny membranes shielded molecules from harsh surroundings, preserving reactions.
Some RNA folded into loops, acting like early enzymes.
Some protocells moved to deeper waters, seeking stability and nutrients.
Fusion and fission cycles allowed protocells to grow, divide, and evolve.
Sediments accumulated around stromatolites, preserving these ancient life forms. Microbes near vents interacted, forming diverse chemical ecosystems.
Mineral-rich rain nourished the land, feeding rivers and oceans below.
By 4 billion years ago, Earth had oceans, continents, and a dynamic surface, ready for life's next chapter.
Membrane bubbles began forming, the earliest precursors to cells.
Some membrane bubbles merged, growing larger and more complex. Some protocells merged, growing larger and more complex. Protocells drifted peacefully, the first stable chemical systems.
RNA and proteins interacted, forming the first primitive metabolic networks.
By 3.5 billion years ago, Earth teemed with proto-life, setting the stage for the first true cells. Some eukaryotes swallowed microbes, a step toward complex cells.
Colonies began stacking, hinting at early tissue-like structures.
Sponges filtered water, contributing to nutrient cycling in early seas. Some colonies displayed primitive motility, hinting at future complexity. Earth's oxygen levels rose, preparing the planet for complex life.
Reefs offered shelter and surfaces for marine organisms to thrive.
Filter feeders maintained balance in these bustling ecosystems.
Defense strategies evolved rapidly as predators intensified.
Dense brachiopod colonies contributed to the productivity of Cambrian seas.
Complex ecosystems formed, setting the stage for future terrestrial colonization. Volcanic islands provided new habitats, expanding early ecosystems. Predation intensified, driving rapid evolutionary changes.
Plant mats slowly developed into the first forest ecosystems.
Some dinosaurs adapted to drier environments, thriving where few others could. Oxygen gradients formed in oceans, supporting diverse habitats. By the late Precambrian, Earth's ecosystems had become increasingly complex. Algae formed the base of complex food webs in these shallow seas. Trilobites thrived around reefs, feeding and seeking protection. Burrows and tracks left fossilized evidence of Cambrian activity.
Trilobites grazed on algae, shaping the ecosystem's dynamics.
Arthropods ventured onto land, testing the new environment.
The Cambrian explosion transformed Earth's biosphere, leaving a legacy that shaped all future life.
Water sources became gathering points for dinosaurs and other animals.
Fleets. By the end of the Precambrian, Earth was oxygen-rich, teeming with early multicellular life. Vision became a key survival tool in these complex ecosystems.
Some dinosaurs adapted to drier environments, thriving where few others could.
Sediment-trapping mats slowly shaped the ocean floor into rocky formations. Reefs became hubs of early multicellular life, fostering interactions. The Cambrian explosion saw an unprecedented burst of marine life across shallow seas. Burrowing creatures reshaped the seabed, making it more habitable.
Trilobites explored reef crevices, avoiding predators while foraging for food.
The first fish-like creatures emerged, hinting at the future of vertebrates.
Complex food webs emerged, fueling evolution and competition.
Shorelines became hubs of innovation for early life forms.
By the Jurassic, lush forests provided perfect habitats for massive dinosaurs.
Predators pushed evolution, leading to more diverse adaptations.
After the Permian extinction, life slowly rebounded, setting the stage for the age of dinosaurs.
Trilobites grew by shedding old exoskeletons in a remarkable process.
The hunt continued, driving rapid evolutionary adaptations.
Colonies relied on microbial mats for nutrients and shelter.
Oxygen production continued steadily, transforming both sea and sky.
Trilobites scuttled across the seafloor, among the first arthropods to diversify.
Sunlit waters allowed photosynthetic organisms to flourish.
Reefs thrived with a bustling diversity of organisms, a true evolutionary playground.
Vertebrate ancestors began exploring shallow reef habitats.
Life diversified, both in the seas and on the newly colonized land.
Tiny dinosaurs began to roam, exploring new ecological niches.
Shallow waters became centers of early multicellular life.
Bats built miniature mounds, shaping the seafloor over millions of years.
Brachiopods thrived in nutrient-rich waters, filtering plankton for food.
Cambrian seas were a wonderland of evolutionary experimentation.
Algae formed extensive carpets, fueling life above and below the seabed.
Filter feeders cleaned the water and formed dense colonies on the sea floor. Trilobites moved in groups, feeding and avoiding predators.
Sponges played a vital role in maintaining water quality. Sunlit waters and shores supported photosynthesis both in water and on land.
Herbivores thrived on abundant plant life, shaping the landscape.
Flying reptiles patrolled skies, adding aerial dynamics to the Jurassic world. Oxygen from mats began reaching deeper layers, transforming oceans. Eukaryotes diversified, using microbial mats for nutrients and protection. Planktonic life supported the growing complexity of marine ecosystems.
Reefs became hotspots for life, full of predators, prey, and scavengers.
Echinoderms began exploring different niches on the seafloor.
Predation shaped evolutionary strategies for both hunters and prey.
Trilobites moved in search of food and shelter, thriving in dynamic habitats.
Predatory dinosaurs started dominating terrestrial food webs.
The first birds evolved, bridging the gap between reptiles and flight. Early predators roamed the oceans, hunting smaller marine life.
Predators used structures for ambush, adding complexity to ecosystems.
Predators like theropods became apex hunters of their ecosystems. Worms burrowed through sediments, aerating the ocean floor. Soft-bodied creatures evolved clever defenses against predators. Plankton supported the entire food web, from tiny grazers to large predators.
Filter feeders thrived in algae-rich zones, sustaining marine ecosystems.
Molting allowed trilobites to grow while avoiding predators.
Arthropods paved the way for future terrestrial ecosystems.
Rivers and forests provided shelter and food for growing dinosaur populations.
Fossilized tracks tell the story of dinosaurs wandering these lands.
The hunt for food drove an evolutionary arms race among early animals.
Gigantic sauropods grazed peacefully, shaping the vegetation with their massive size.
Apex predators like T-Rex dominated the land during the late Cretaceous.
Predator-prey interactions shaped the Cambrian ecological landscape. Sediments and burrows slowly built the fossil record of early life.
Algae spread along tidal flats, expanding habitats for marine life.
Tidal flats became transitional zones between marine and terrestrial habitats.
By the late Cambrian, life was thriving both underwater and on land.
Volcanic activity shaped the land, influencing the evolution of early dinosaurs.
Cretaceous forests supported some of the largest and most diverse dinosaur communities.
Herbivores evolved new diets to match the rise of flowering plants.
Flying reptiles remained a constant presence in Mesozoic skies.
Tiny ecosystems formed, laying foundations for future biodiversity.
Oxygen gradually filled the oceans, enabling more complex life to emerge.
Oceans became bustling ecosystems with diverse new life forms. Early echinoderms navigated the seafloor in search of food. Diverse species shared habitats, creating dynamic ecosystems. Plants started colonizing land, laying the groundwork for future forests.
Oceans teemed with marine reptiles, dominating the seas.
Flowering plants emerged, transforming terrestrial ecosystems forever. Predatory trilobites played a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. Predation pressure drove rapid adaptation among prey species. Tidal pools became rich, miniature ecosystems, bridging sea and land. The skies became home to the first flying reptiles, patrolling rivers and valleys.
Oxygenated waters supported a richer variety of life forms.
Early colonies found shelter and resources on microbial structures.
Detritivores played a crucial role in recycling nutrients.
Trilobite eyes evolved to detect predators and prey, an early visual system. Algae continued to provide food and oxygen, fueling marine ecosystems.
Burrows left behind the first signs of ecosystem engineering.
Arthropods explored plants, seeking food and shelter on land.
Seas were dominated by early marine reptiles, hunting fish, and invertebrates.
Trilobites reproduced in intricate patterns, ensuring the survival of their species.
Life was slowly making its first steps onto land.
Rivers teemed with life, supporting a dynamic interplay of predators and prey. Megafauna emerged, feeding on vast quantities of plants.
Megafauna displayed striking adaptations, like massive antlers for display and defense. Rivers provided resources for both terrestrial and aquatic life. Megafauna adapted to freezing conditions, foraging in the sparse vegetation.
Glaciers sculpted the landscape, shaping ecosystems for millennia.
Improved tools increased hunting efficiency for survival. Birds exploited skies and trees, filling niches left by extinct reptiles. Horses continued evolving, adapting to open grasslands and predators. Tracking skills became essential for hunting in icy conditions. Herbivorous megafauna shaped landscapes as they foraged. Megafauna shaped forests with their massive feeding habits.
Hominins adapted hunting skills to survive among other predators.
Megafauna shaped vegetation patterns through massive feeding habits. Predators thrived despite harsh winters, relying on skill and stealth. Ancestors of modern elephants appeared, shaping forests with their grazing.
Mega herbivores fed constantly to sustain their immense bodies.
Fire became humanity's most essential tool for warmth and protection.
Herding behavior helped these giants survive harsh winters.
Glaciers dramatically reshaped landscapes and habitats. Evening skies highlighted the majesty of Ice Age megafauna.
Water sources remained hotspots of life and tension.
Evening brought calm to plains, bustling with mammalian life all day.
Opportunistic mammals thrived by exploiting predator leftovers.
Horses evolved speed and endurance to survive predators.
Mega herbivores migrated to exploit seasonal vegetation. Predators ruled the plains with speed, strength, and cunning.
Tusks helped mammoths uncover food beneath thick snow layers.
Predators balanced hunting and rest to endure the frigid climate.
Migration was a key strategy to survive seasonal resource shortages.
Survival required ingenuity, even for the largest creatures.
Shelter construction was crucial for enduring long winters. Opportunistic mammals thrived by exploiting predator leftovers.
Diverse landscapes allowed mammals to flourish across every environment.
Caves provided refuge from the harsh Ice Age climates.
Predators evolved terrifying adaptations to hunt large mammals.
Predators perfected hunting strategies to tackle massive herbivores.
Early humans studied animals, learning survival and hunting skills.
Shelter construction helped early humans survive harsh conditions. Preparing hides ensured warmth and mobility in extreme cold.
Innovation in shelter construction was vital for survival in freezing climates.
Collaboration and strategy ensured human survival against larger prey. Predators had to adapt to hunting in the challenging Ice Age environment.
Diverse herbivores coexisted, grazing and migrating across continents.
Rivers supported diverse life, from predators to playful juveniles.
Changing climates brought challenges that shaped evolution.
Tool use advanced survival and social cooperation among early humans. Stone tools advanced hunting and survival strategies in extreme conditions.
Glacial advances constantly reshaped habitats for all living creatures.
Climate shifts prompted migrations, creating new evolutionary pressures.
As the Neogene ended, Earth prepared for the Ice Age and a new chapter in evolution. Even frozen lakes supported pockets of life for birds and fish.
Art reflected survival, culture, and early storytelling.
Savannas expanded, supporting large herbivores and complex food webs. Different herbivores shared habitats, balancing ecosystems.
Predators adapted to forests, as well as open plains. Megafauna shared ecosystems, each adapting to survive in unique ways.
Parental care ensured survival of the next generation.
Tool use gave early humans an edge in survival and adaptation. Massive mammoths roamed the frigid plains, adapted to extreme cold.
Predators adapted to stalking prey in icy, open plains. Fire provided warmth and protection from predators during freezing nights.
Humans used fire not just for warmth, but also to influence their environment.
Predators adapted to open grasslands, pursuing fast-moving prey. Speedy predators adapted to open landscapes, testing the limits of their prey.
Seasonal migrations ensured food and water for large mammal populations.
Primates became increasingly agile, thriving above ground.
Predators adapted to hunting in harsh winter landscapes.
Ice sheets carved the land, shaping mountains, rivers, and valleys.
Water sources remained essential for survival in icy environments. Environmental engineering allowed some mammals to thrive in varied habitats.
Art became a way to communicate, record, and share knowledge. Innovative tools diversified survival strategies in extreme conditions.
Glaciers dominated landscapes, shaping ecosystems for millennia.
Bats evolved flight and echolocation, dominating nocturnal skies. Open plains demanded speed, agility, and teamwork for survival.
Rivers supported a mix of terrestrial and semi-aquatic mammals.
Climate shifts tested the adaptability of mammals across continents.
Humans learned to survive by studying the giants around them. Clothing made from animal hides protected humans from freezing winds. Clothing evolved to shield humans from harsh Ice Age temperatures.
Even frozen waters shaped migration routes for megafauna.
Early humans developed specialized hunting techniques for Ice Age prey.
Megafauna relied on abundant water sources to sustain their massive bodies.
Mammoths left lasting impressions, both physical and cultural.
Fur clothing became essential for enduring freezing temperatures.
Rivers shaped life, providing shelter, food, and building opportunities.
Golden sunsets highlighted the diversity of mammalian life across continents.
Mega-herbivores adapted to both forests and open tundra landscapes.
Footprints in snow tell stories of survival and movement.
Engineering mammals like beavers transformed their environment to survive.
Forests provided shelter, food, and protection for countless species.
Observing predators taught early humans valuable survival lessons.
Rivers carved by glaciers became vital lifelines for life in cold climates. Tools evolved to improve hunting efficiency in challenging environments. Predators adapted hunting strategies to snowy conditions and scarce prey.
Each dawn revealed a world both beautiful and unforgiving.
The Ice Age era closed, leaving a world ready for the dawn of the Holocene. Humans reshaped landscapes to sustain growing populations. Humans began transforming landscapes with industry and innovation. Fire provided warmth, light, and safety in freezing conditions. Storage solutions helped communities survive seasonal changes. Adornment and craftsmanship marked human creativity and identity. Metallurgy revolutionized tools, weapons, and construction techniques.
Written communication recorded history, trade, and culture.
Metals allowed more efficient tools and the birth of metallurgy. Adornment reflected social status, creativity, and identity. Bridges improved connectivity and encouraged trade between settlements.
Frozen tracks capture a snapshot of life during the Ice Ages.
Humans transitioned from hunting to farming, transforming the planet.
Water management became key to agricultural success.
Water management allowed humans to cultivate fertile lands efficiently.
Advanced irrigation supported agriculture on a larger scale.
Early urban planning and defense became central to community survival.
Early ingenuity allowed humans to hunt efficiently in ice and snow. Trade networks allowed the exchange of goods, knowledge, and culture.
Trade hubs allowed ideas and innovations to spread rapidly. Integrated farming and livestock management sustained communities.
Terracing allowed efficient farming on hilly and uneven terrain.
Metallurgy expanded the possibilities for tools, weapons, and construction.
Agriculture became the foundation for permanent settlements.
Fences protected herds and maintained organized farms.
Textiles reflected both function and early artistic expression.
Spirituality became central to human culture and society. Careful cultivation ensured food security for growing populations. Engineering innovations protected settlements from floods and wildlife. Agricultural innovations increased food production and population growth. Humans navigated treacherous, icy landscapes to follow game and resources. Varied landscapes hosted a rich tapestry of life, from megafauna to humans. Permanent communities fostered trade, culture, and social organization. Textiles were vital for clothing, trade, and social identity. Coal became the driving force of industrial progress.
Predator-prey interactions were brutal and unrelenting in the Ice Age. Villages arose as humans settled near reliable water sources. Pottery allowed storage, cooking, and transport of food. Humans lived in harmony with nature, balancing resource use and conservation.
Trade facilitated the spread of ideas, culture, and technology.
Town layouts were designed to maximize efficiency and security. Infrastructure connected settlements, fostering trade and interaction.
Animals became vital resources for labor, food, and trade.
Fire was a crucial defense against the Ice Age's many dangers. Roads and paths allowed trade and cultural exchange between towns.
Connectivity encouraged cultural exchange and economic growth.
Ice sheets ebbed and flowed, shaping the land over millennia.
Bricks enabled the rise of sturdier, permanent buildings.
Artistic expression and utility merged in everyday objects.
Fermentation marked early experimentation with food and drink.
Steam engines heralded a new era of industry and transportation.
Art reflected beliefs, culture, and human imagination. Animal domestication provided food, labor, and security.
Migration allowed humans to follow food sources and survive climatic shifts.
Farming and domestication laid the groundwork for civilizations.
Harvesting techniques improved food security for growing populations.
Pottery enabled storage, cooking, and artistic expression.
Walls and fortifications provided security and structured settlements.
Crafts and tools enhanced everyday life and storage solutions.
Evenings offered both wonder and a moment of rest for early communities.
Humans reshaped the landscape to meet growing societal needs. Communal areas strengthened social bonds and collaboration.
Symbolic expression marked the growth of culture and cognition.
Social bonds strengthened survival for the largest Ice Age mammals.
Festivals strengthened community bonds and cultural traditions. Domesticated herds ensured steady food supplies and economic stability.
Animal domestication accelerated travel, trade, and communication.
A new day signaled growth, innovation, and expanding human civilization. Daily life revolved around food, warmth, and communal activities.
Industrialization reshaped cities and the natural environment.
Life thrived even in the coldest climates through adaptation and migration.
Writing emerged as a powerful tool for communication and record-keeping. Pottery became essential for sustaining life and preserving food. Agricultural innovation increased yields, feeding growing populations. Writing preserved history and allowed communication across generations.
The Holocene set the stage for the rise of civilizations and the modern world.
Rivers and lakes supported early diets and trade networks.
Warming periods slowly transformed the landscape, opening new habitats.
Food processing, advanced nutrition, and culinary practices.
Protection from threats became a priority for expanding communities. Numbers helped organize trade, agriculture, and societal planning.
Railways connected regions, boosting trade and cultural exchange.
Cooperation became the cornerstone of early human communities.
Processing grain revolutionized nutrition and food storage.
Waterways enabled commerce, communication, and cultural exchange. Markets connected communities, spreading innovation and culture. Resourcefulness was key to survival in harsh, frozen landscapes. River deltas became hubs of early human civilization and trade.
Settlements became centers of culture, innovation, and daily life.
Villages evolved into towns, laying the foundation for civilization.
Waterways provided food, transportation, and trade routes.
Markets became centers of commerce and cultural exchange.
Humans began transforming landscapes with industry and innovation. Urbanization transformed landscapes and human lifestyles. Global trade accelerated, linking continents and cultures. Rail transport shrank distances, connecting communities like never before.
Cities became engines of growth, innovation, and societal change.
Storage solutions supported growing cities and commerce.
Industry dominated urban landscapes, changing daily life forever.
We're seeing stable readings across all parameters.
Yes, the output purity is consistently high.
Community efforts help restore ecosystems impacted by humans.
Our planet bears the unmistakable mark of human activity. Urban greenery improves air quality and supports biodiversity. Harnessing wind power is crucial for sustainable energy futures.
Carbon capture aims to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Smart cities integrate technology for efficiency and sustainability.
Green architecture reduces energy consumption and environmental impact.
Humans coexist with nature, constantly reshaping the planet.
Clean water technology ensures safe resources for billions worldwide.
The night lights of Earth show humanity's widespread reach.
Coral restoration helps maintain ocean biodiversity.
A mix of renewable energies powers the modern world sustainably.
Electric aviation reduces emissions in modern transportation.
Our planet's ecosystems remain precious and fragile.
Technology empowers us to predict and mitigate climate risks.
Clean public transport reduces emissions and urban congestion.
Field research deepens our understanding of Earth's biodiversity. Desert solar farms harness abundant sunlight for energy.
The contrast of human activity and nature defines the Anthropocene.
The planet glows with human civilization, yet holds vast natural beauty.
Human activity has left a visible mark even on our atmosphere.
Electric shipping promises cleaner global trade in the future.
Green rooftops improve air quality and reduce urban heat.
Offshore wind contributes to clean and sustainable energy production.
Satellite data informs decisions for conservation and climate action.
Urban design now balances human needs with environmental care. Wetland restoration protects water quality and wildlife habitats. Restoring riparian zones protects ecosystems and communities.
Sustainable farming balances food production with environmental care.
Sustainable farming balances food production with environmental care.
Monitoring pollution helps keep cities safe and sustainable.
Climate change is a global challenge with local consequences.
Everything is on schedule, we are stable.
Copy that. Proceeding with data input.
By the dawn of the modern era, humans had reshaped Earth's landscapes forever.
This one is operating at 98% efficiency.
Good, we'll confirm the diagnostic report.
It begins to glow.
The latest data shows an accelerated melt rate.
We need to verify these readings.
Streets were alive with commerce, transport, and urban life.
I think we're close to the coordinates.
Let's check the map again.